commented that when we saw the map rotation for this matchup, he was like, how's CLG letting Inferno through?
Yeah. And one thing for me to notice that it's going to be very exciting to see if Pete actually can do something about this team, right? CLG has always been the team where, kind of like how Liquid was the first game today, where they are so close to winning, and then they just end up...
Yeah, the heartbreak round.
Yeah, right?
There's always one.
Right, there's always one. And then I wonder if actually Peter can, like, put him over the edge on that sense.
Well, especially very early on. I mean, he just came in here, what, like last weekend?
Yeah,
like,
last week.
Probably not very much practice, maybe like 2 to 3 days this week before traveling again and everything. So
I mean, they went up to the event in Toronto.
Yeah.
As well. Sure, CLG had a stand-in, but I think that's a really good event to start off with, right? Because they know, okay, what am I dealing with?
Yeah, and also, well, the one way he can help is, you know, that composure. Like CLG on the practice they've had so far is going to have to guilt themselves towards the finish line, but maybe he's the one who can make sure they have calm head, clear heads, and prevent that heartbreak from actually coming in. And yeah, with such short time, that's probably the biggest impact you can have. But I mean, we got to say on the other hand, TSM or ex-TSM, excuse me, team question mark.
Let's just call them whatever we want right now.
They just had some questionable. They seem like when I watched some of their VODs coming up to this event, I was just like, they don't seem to be doing anything wrong in terms of tactically in the game. It's just like there are just situations where all of a sudden they just don't get the kills anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that more than anything is indicative of really, really weak mental confidence right now.
Yeah, and I mean, compared to before, they were always known as being a very strong group stage team and even quarterfinals, and then obviously, you know, flunking out semis or even finals are not really winning anything. But that they kind of went over the hump this year where they started winning tournaments as well, and now you see it back to how it used to be, but even worse since they lost to SK last weekend. And I don't know, maybe it's just a burnout. Last event of the year, obviously, for them as well. So, but they should have this in the bag for me, at least.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially with Inferno being that second map. But either way, Semler said the knife round was going to be important, and CLG wins it and takes that CT side. So that's a good start for them right off the bat. Playing a pretty retake strategy on this A bomb site where Smoke is going to come out to block off jungle.
I really like this from CLG because, I mean, every single team out there, when they're on T side, they always end up going A, right? So just playing it retake is really smart. Just, yeah, let them plant, and then you go in with the nades that you have. You have a flash, you have nades as well, and a smoke from JDM. You can just smoke off the bomb side if you just want to try and defuse it.
Yeah, the key is finding a kill on this entrance with this retake, and there it is. Kerrigan goes up a little bit early. He gets taken out by JDM, but more aggression over towards the mid to connector, and all of a sudden it's down to this 3-on-3. Tarek's blocked off by smoke, and the bomb is going to get planted pretty soon. He has cover. I mean, he can be doing it right now, but you can see they're a little bit wary of someone peeking, so they actually fake it out, wait for that peek, and Hazed wins the battle. So down to a 3-on-2, and very, very tough spot for TSM to be in. Out of nades, that's going to give Tarek at the range. He wins that battle, and Zipnik's all the way in the back now. Not much he can do. He's got players everywhere. It's the triangle of doom.
Yeah, I actually don't understand why they didn't just plant. Sure, you saw the fake plant coming in, but when you have someone just guarding and you know that you have long-range USPs, just plant the bomb and play it there. There, right?
This was a really good execution of this retake, though. A nice shot from Zipnik. Oh, he gooshes as well. So FNS down to 6 HP. Got to be careful. Plenty of time to play with. So you can see another fake plant trying to, you know, see if Hayes is going to be, or if anyone's going to be peeking up from that CT spawn again. And if he wins that duel, but he's brought so low, 3 HP now. No more mistakes for Zipnik. He has to hit everything immediately. That could be a good find if he can isolate FNS on top of the stairs, but he's not able to do it, and there it is. He finds him. FNS runs out wide. Tarek's got to be able to find this kill. And playing with the bomb site, Zipnik is going to get it. An incredible round, and already the heartbreak begins in round 1.
Why? You saw the jump as well. Like, you never jump the side there when you're in a one-on-one situation, because obviously you have the penalty from jumping. He's just sitting there stationed as well. And you see, like, the jump here from Tarek. Yeah. It cost him the round. Yeah, it was a headshot here, but when you get put in a situation like that where you know you have the health advantage, you can just storm him basically. Yeah,
and it's such a shame too, because actually CLG played that retake really, really well that entire time up until that 2-on-1. So just an incredible round.
It was even a 1-on-3.
Yeah. Just those are the mistakes that you just can't give up to these European teams. Like that has to be a round win. But either way, a little bit of an investment into the second round. Hazed and FNS with armor and upgraded pistols. Tarek has the scout. No damage quite yet. And interestingly enough, TQM, they only go for 1 SMG. So look for Kerrigan to be the one to head up first and scout, but it's going to be Dupree who falls to Hazed initially. Here comes the hit. No one clears out FNS. He gets 1 kill, brings Zipnik's very low. He eventually gets cleaned out. And this is looking great for CLG. 5-on-2 now. And Device and Kerrigan, he had the bomb, but Kerrigan's got to get aggressive and mark it. and he's not able to find anything quite yet, taking a lot of fire. Eventually he does fall, and Device, the last man standing. 4 members at the B bomb site for CLG, and Device has nowhere to go.
Yeah, and this is exactly what CLG needed. I mean, just mentally losing that pistol, which is a round that you should have won, right? Think of it this way. If they ended up losing the game with whatever, like 16-14,
yeah.
What do you think they're going to blame? Oh, the piss round.
Yeah,
you know,
they're going to go back to that.
Yeah, yeah. So now, I mean, winning back the eco is great for them, obviously. Especially after losing the pistol, which they really shouldn't have never have done. For question mark though, going B on an anti-eco, I never liked that idea. Like, you want to take over mid first, check out at least, smoke it off even, so JDM with the scout, you just get locked out to get some control first.
Right, yeah, exactly, and very much as well. And that was the thing, Kerrigan also had the SMG, and he wasn't the first one. He wasn't the one scouting anything out, so they lost some rifles very early on, and CLG's able to clean it out without losing anybody. So they get all these AK-47s and Galils for free. They don't have to spend any money into this round except for some armor and nades, so that's actually a really, really good round to win, especially with so many rifles on the board for TQM there. But a little bit of a battle. JDM not able to finish off Kerrigan. Now he knows there's another one jumping underneath him. Can't land that shot, but still a very good defensive hold. That nade does massive damage.
It's actually quite funny to see, because normally if you end up losing the anti-eco, you tend to buy the next round. You see here, Team Question Mark just buys, you know, some pistols, but they don't actually full buy, which is not something you see that it's not really that common anymore.
Yeah, it had to have been, that decision had to have come out from the fact they lost so many rifles. They're like, we're going right at AKs and Galils. It's not like they salvaged a P90 and an SMG.
And on top of that, it wasn't even close. Right? CLG, I think they survived with 4? 5? 5 even. So like, just buying there, yeah, sure, maybe. And this comes into play with, like, if you're an inexperienced team, you might actually just end up buying there anyway, because you get frustrated and say, oh, can't believe we lost that. Just rebuy, win it back, right? Is that here you do have a smart play coming from Question Mark, where it's like, well, just buy a bunch of pistols if you guys want, see what kind of money you have, and then just, you know, forget about that round. Yeah,
here's the dangerous part. They look at the economy on CLG. Because they, you know, salvaged 4 rifles, they don't have to spend any money in these 2 rounds. So
yeah,
at least on buying their guns, they pick up nades, but everyone is just skyrocketing in terms of their economy. So once again, it's going to be a save out of Question Mark. No armor picked up, only 1 smoke and 1 flash, and all of them heading towards the A bomb site very, very quickly. So this is going to be some kind of an execute. You know, best case scenario right now for TQM is they just want to get the bomb planted.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, they don't. Sure, it's a bonus, right? Because then you get the $800, but we'll still be able to buy plenty next round, even an op on Kerrigan if he wants to.
Right. Yep. And that'll be the big thing too. Is how's that op battle going to go? JDM, huge time opper for CLG, but there's the bomb plant. It's exactly what they wanted. What can they do from here? Kerrigan's going to push through, but he gets caught out by Cutler. CLG holding CT spawn very, very effectively in this round, not losing too much. It's only Hayes who's fallen so far, and down to just 2 players is TQM. FNS, they've got to know where both of them are. There goes Cage and B, and Device is going to get cleaned up by JDM jumping over with the scout. So good rounds for CLG, not losing very much once they won that second round, once they took it back from TQM, but not getting punished very much.
No, exactly. Yeah, sure. TQM, they didn't really have anything to work with, right? You have a flash and a smoke and some P250s, but getting the bomb down is key for them as well. They do opt to not go for a single op, though. And then for CLG's part, actually, you did see the upgrade on JDM. He actually didn't really need to do that. When you have that kind of buy anyway, just keep the scout, save the money, right?
Yeah, see what comes of it, see what happens. And on the other side of the board, TQM, they do not have an AWP at all whatsoever. So JDM comes up towards the mid window. He's going to get smoked out, though, so ineffective. He's got to rotate off. An easy mid control for TQM. Kerrigan's already pushed his way up towards connector stairs. A lot of Molotovs out, but he's going to start sneaking and clearing his way in. And he's going to have a nice angle. Once this hit comes in on the A-bomb site, once the execution, he's actually come right through the smoke, and Hayes spots it. So he gets the jump on that one, finds that first kill, but there he falls. JDM with the AWP chiming in. 4-on-3 now for CLG. And with this man in bed, actually gets tied up. Cajun finds one. So now they have a situation. They got to wait for these smokes to clear, but FNS gets it through the smoke. That was crucial. A very, very important kill. Slows down the plant.
Kerrigan should have just waited in connector there, that one round. Just end up planting there, because now even if you plant that way, you're not going to have someone in connector to actually... That's a bad plan for you then, essentially.
Right, and you can see, I mean, Cajun's just bombing flashbangs over towards CT spawn, providing cover when they have no smoke. And Cajun, this is a spot where you have to hit that first shot, and he does. He grabs JDM. The off is down. 2-on-2 retake situation. Device still in the sight. Cajun knows one's at his flank. He can't win that battle, though, but Device has plenty of time to relocate his position. FNS, he's got to make his move quickly. Does have a kit, and now he knows exactly where Device is. He's going to jump up on top of Device very, very intelligently. He's not committing to these fights, biding his time, and there he commits to it. Sprays down FNS, gets their second round, and they're on the board, and he's even going to, no, just at the last second, you can see.
Yeah.
That's the worst when you throw your gun into spawn.
Yeah, but it was a good recovery though from Question Mark. Especially like I was talking about, like Kerrigan, for him, he should just stay there in connector. Like there was no CLG did not contest that at all. Just staying there, waiting for your teammates to hit the bomb site. You can just stay there and basically kill the guy that essentially killed your planner.
Right.
So then it leaves you in a better situation. Sure, they they salvaged the situation anyway. Good job for them. And then now you see it again here from CLG, since they were so fortunate on not losing that many people on the ecos, they can actually buy again, and JDM with another op.
Yep, AWP for him. Still nothing on the TQM side. You saw Device not able to salvage it there at the end of that last round. It's going to be a 3-man defense at the A bomb site, so once again, full control of mid. There is one boosted up in towards the vents, it looks like, but Kerrigan's going to bypass him completely. He sees that vent isn't broken whatsoever, so he's just going to walk his way, and actually no one from CLG, they have no clue this is coming. There's no eyes on this. Kerrigan is about to just ruin their day if he turns this corner looking at the bomb site. But he doesn't find anyone, but he's still in such a great position. Now he sees Hayes fall back into CT spawn. And he's got to be so confused right now where he doesn't see any defense.
I mean, look at this. Now he's running, though.
Yeah, and Hayes is going to clean that one up. So nothing comes from that kind of a position. And actually, now it's a little bit scary because he saw no one. They might not have Cutler's there whatsoever. He could play a huge role into this round. FNS, he does fall. There's where Cutler decides to peek. Sprays down the first one. Can't recover in time to get the second. 3-on-3 now. Holding strong, and Zipnix falls off the balcony. Not able to clean him out of position. And he's just biding time now. Now the rotations are in, all because Cutler cannot get cleared away. And even Hayes chiming in with spam through the box. So this is collapse for TQM. Looks so promising once Kerrigan got into that spot. Just couldn't capitalize on it, and Cajun left in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, I'm going to call it. Not much you can do here. Like, look at the time as well. But you saw the same situation again, actually, from Kerrigan. He comes in. Now he actually got boosted. You have that whole area, right? Why are you can't see anyone. Okay, so then, oh, they're probably in spawn, right? So when you get that entry, I think Zibex got the entry in Palace, then just leave it. Just stay where you are, because they have no idea where you are, right? So you're cutting off the rotation, and then you just plant again towards connector. You can put the smoke down there if you want, and just Kerrigan has basically free pickings because, again, they have no idea where he is, right? Instead of just going in, you die, and then you have no control whatsoever.
Yeah, it cuts the map at half, essentially, and JDM and Device, they exchange fire, but it's Hayes who's going to clean out Device, give themselves a man advantage, and this is a force buy for Question Mark. They do have an AWP, but it's all Deagles and upgraded pistols with armor and nades behind it. So a lot invested into this round, and still 3 men over at A for CLG with this kind of a man advantage. They're really, I mean, outside of that opening pick from Hayes, he falls away and they give up mid control once again, but no one from Question Mark has really taken advantage or probed against that right now. So rotating back towards that A bomb site, now they're dedicated to this hit.
Do you have you watched CLG play Mirage as of late before PETA?
No. Oh yes, I've seen plenty of that. Yeah.
So we can probably wait until this situation.
Yeah, until Cutler, he's just gonna man the bomb site once again.
Okay, there we go. So then question for you, right? If you just compare like the setups right now, where the CLG just essentially just leaves mid as it is. They don't even contest the connector, they just leave it completely, right? Is that something new? Or is that something that they have done before, even before PETA?
It's normally when they challenge mid, it's when they have a double op setup. And they'll have, like, Tarek with an AWP will get on catwalk. They'll sometimes have JDM and connector or window.
So otherwise they never contest it.
Yeah, and well, actually what's new from them is, finding that first pick and they fall away from it. A lot of times it's like a battle where they stick to just fighting out there. But I mean, that's smart. Just get that man advantage and fall away from it and use it. So good stuff out of them. No armor on Question Mark, so this is a pretty big save round for them. That buy didn't work whatsoever, not even really being impactful and getting kills. So CLG now.
Look at the money as well, Tarek. 8 grand, and then you had one, I think was Hayes on 1.7, someone with 6.7 as well. So the money situation here is running away from Question Mark.
Yeah, especially when you force bind those rounds and you don't do enough damage. Nice find by JDM. Device peeks from underneath the corner of the smoke, but he finds it anyways. Bomb now coming up towards this A bomb site, up the ramp. No one spotted it quite yet. There's Cutler. Now he sees it coming. So now the rotations are going to be in full effect, but JDM's not ready for it. He was not aware that they were that advanced. So this is a scary spot for CLG to be in. Still a 4-on-3, and there's Tarek. He's going to save the day with 1 kill, and Zipnix doesn't have the health to take that fight. So CLG come in on the rotations. They salvage the AWP as well. 6-2 now, and yeah, this could start to get away from Question Mark. Now it's, that question we talked about, a little bit of that mental toughness has seemed to have left them over the past few events, TQM. Can they come back from this one?
I mean, it's so weird because if this was any other team, like any other top team, I would always say yes, right? But considering that they've been struggling as of late, and I'm sure, they probably had nightmares from even before, I don't know, like, They need to pick up a few rounds here, I'd say.
Well, this is when you need your stars. You need someone like Device and Dupree needs to have a huge round. Get them right back into this. But here's also the answer as well. TQM's like, okay, we get mid so easily when we throw that one window smoke. Let's just take it. We can do so many things from here. So once again, I mean, they're putting themselves in some good spots and they're not closing out the rounds, but use this mid control that's being offered up.
Here's here, Cajun. I mean, yeah, I completely agree with you because you have so many more options, right? It's just about being smart. Once you have mid control like Cajun B here, he doesn't really necessarily have to peek.
Oh, but he's almost going to catch JDM with a nade out, and he pushes the issue. JDM recovers in time with the AWP. A nice quick scope on a Cajun. Now Dupree's going to smoke him off, but what can he do from this spot? One more comes into window, and JDM's not ready for that one, so the equalizer is there, but FNS from Catwalk finds one of his own. So question mark, they're applying a lot of pressure, but they're getting punished when they don't commit to anything very, very quickly. Nice peek from FNS, and he's going to fall away.
I mean, 35 seconds left and the bomb is still down T-spawn. Question mark have essentially like no real map control whatsoever. They do have an connector, and they're going to actually decide to take out filters. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great find for them in this 3-on-3 because now it spreads out the defense. Now the rotations are coming over towards the A bomb site, but they lose their anchor there. Hayes falls. Now it's going to be a 2-on-3. There's some low HP players on the TQM side, but Tarek has the AWP to retake this with, so it's going to have to be FNS to find an initial kill to open up an opportunity for Tarek, and he misses that first shot, but still dedicated. Device, nice shot, close up, grabs the angle, gets the first kill, swings out, and is eventually going to clean out Tarek, who can't land anything with the AWP. Third round for TQM. And that's the thing, the big time player Device there at the end to get those last 2 kills. Got him on the board. Now they have to start stringing them together. They need to control this economy. If they lose this one, it's right back into CLG's favor. And you can see, we talked about the economy that CLG had built up from so early on in this half. Now it's dwindled. Now if TQM win, it might force a save.
Yeah, and you saw that. So look at CLG's approach there on the retake. TSM had, or question mark, had essentially no nades whatsoever, right?
Yeah, look at this mid-aggression right now. They're switching things up. They lose that round. JDM's going to be the first one, and this catches TQM completely off guard. JDM with a triple kill. Great time to switch up the pace. We'll have to find out if that was maybe the PETA influence.
I really like that approach because they haven't contested mid whatsoever throughout the game, right? And then now, that one round is like, well, let's switch it up now, right? We lost the one because they got map control, or they got mid control. Let's just push them and see what happened. JDM with 3 great kills. And just, you know, question mark, you were saying in the beginning of the round, they need to grind up some rounds now. So just like, if they had won this round, would have put CLG on an eco, right? Instead, you still let them with the, you still are not through the stretch where CLG, you know, will have a sloppy buy or, you know, force buy. You're not there yet.
Right. And, you know, that push is a beautiful call, but even the call to just fall away afterwards. Look at this, all 5 members back into the bomb sites. So they're not willing to risk getting picked off. JDM, he's in a spot to grab information if they're going to be dedicated to the A-bomb site, but he's able to turn around very, very swiftly to support Tarek. And a little bit of a tough angle to deal with as the remaining TQM members encroach on this B-bomb site. Nice shot from Device, he lands it. And even JDM falls, so all of a sudden, now it's on a retake situation. Now it's a scary spot to be in. And Zipnix, he only has 2 HP, that's the tough part. And there is going to be 1 CLG member flanking in those B tunnels, B halls, and Zipnix, he's got a whole catwalk, but he can't land it quick enough. Only 2 HP. Hayes, that's an easy cleanup for him and Device. Last one left at the bench in a 1-on-3. Got to come up with some kind of a hero play. Can't land the first shot, and that might have just be it. Not able to get that kill. It's just a matter of time, and Cutler's going to be the one to clean him out. And plenty of time for the defuse.
Yeah, good job from CLG, actually just waiting, taking their time, making sure that all of their players are there, and then you decide to just push them, right? So good job, because you did have someone in kitchen. Yeah, this the JDM push, obviously, getting the 3 with the help of Cutler. But yeah, very actually cool and calm and collected, retaking that bomb site. I think most of the times normally you see they go, that's why I always complain about when they retake the bomb site, they go 1 by 1, right?
Right.
There it was just, okay, let's wait for one another, doesn't matter, you know, don't get stressed because the bomb keeps on ticking, just do it slow and methodical, and eventually, you know, we do, yeah, again, we see a push.
Yeah, this is just taking control of the map, and that's the second time Zipnix not prepared for it. Has his knife out, and even Cutler's in the site to slow this down, so their retreat is not cut off. Nades and Molotovs string out, and that forces TQM to stay inside this choke point. Hayes, plenty of an opportunity to find a kill, but he misses. It's the Tech 9 from Cajun who does it. And now all of a sudden, Tarek's feeling a little bit lonely under balcony. He's not going to win that duel. The Tech 9 of Kerrigan doing its work, and all of a sudden this is shattered very quickly, but JDM finds the planter in the smoke, slows things down. And now they can gather themselves. FNS is now rotated over as well. No nades for TQM. Device has a Molotov to use, but he's just going to hide underneath balcony while his teammate, that's going to be Dupree, who's making the rotate all the way around towards B bomb site. So plenty of time to work with, but Device has a long time to be patient and stay alive underneath this very exposed position.
Yeah, but this is very smart though, because CLG know that they had that bomb, right? So then look at JDM, he's going to, okay, well maybe he's flanking right now. That's why it's a very smart move to actually go from B, because no one would be expecting that.
Oh yeah, this is the last thing that you can even tell. CLG, JDM might have checked the flank, but he didn't check the big one. Didn't check this massive flank. But now FNS has an inkling. Enough time has passed that he's gotten aware. Great game sense from him. Finds that kill, and now Device, you've got a big job to do. Does find a smoke to use. And he's going to isolate JDM, go for this kill, but he's not going to win it. He thinks JDM... Actually, that's kind of a funny situation where JDM tries to jump up on stairs, misses the jump, and it actually saves him a little bit.
Yep. But I really like this from CLG. Just you have the aggressive approach, and you have the approach where, well, just play it very safe, very defensive. Just leave mid complete. Just play the bomb site. So you have both of these situations where it has worked out great for CLG and for Question Mark right now. Again, forced on a save, not really getting any control whatsoever. JDM with yet another off. Yeah, he has $0, but you know, look at the buy, right? Right. Now just important for CLG. Stay alive.
And they have given up the B bomb site completely. They have, I mean, this time they've switched things up consistently. A lot of mid control in these 2 rounds. 2 people on Catwalk, Hayes and Connector, and even JDM in window. They've just cleared everything out one by one. Nicely done from them, not taking any damage. Being able to build up that economy. Device might be able to get a couple kills here, but the bomb is down in mid, so he can't even get a plant. Tarek's just going to clean him out. And here's the thing, TQM's composure at the opening of these rounds has been a little bit, you know, a little iffy. Because that push, they caught, JDM catches so many players with knives, and they spent so many rounds getting mid control for free. Great change of pace there, but then the next round when they push into halls, I mean, Zipnik's had his knife out as well.
Yeah. No, it's time now for Question Mark. It's like, just take your time a little bit. Yeah, you can take mid control, but just play a little bit more defensive in the beginning. Just hold your ground and just wait to see if CLG is actually pushing. If they're not, then you can take it over.
Now they're being a little bit more cautious with this mid control. Smoke comes out, but also a Molotov towards Connector, and very fast pace. 2 members get down. Tarek's boosted up though, and another free kill for him. So many rounds in this that CLG's had an advantage of, and they're utilizing it very well, capitalizing on all these situations.
Yeah, I mean, CLG, I think they're playing a really good CT side on Mirage here. Just always making sure that TSM second guesses them, or Question Mark.
JDM, nice pick, peeks into those upper B tunnels, finds Device. Still a man advantage. And Cajun, he's going to jump into window, but Hayes is right there and ready for it. Punishes that. Now CLG complete control. Zipnix has got to do something coming up this A ramp. He's been spotted out by Cutler, and wisely Cutler's not taking this fight. He's saying, okay, got to wait for some teammates to rotate over. We'll see how far you guys are willing to commit towards the A site. And now you can see that 3rd member of CLG starting to cheat over. There's a good find from Kerrigan. Hayes is the one that falls. So Cutler still mans CT spawn. That plant, that fake tap, lures him out of position, but he wins the battle anyways against Zipnix. And now, once again, in a 1-on-3, a TQM member's got to come up huge. Kerrigan with the AK. He's going to push onto Cutler, but can't find it. Cutler playing so well in these situations. Very smart positioning from him.
Yeah, and if I was speeding now, again, anything, right? You're in the lead. It's 10-3. You're doing great. Now just take a deep breath, right? Just for this round, you don't have to push. You just play the bomb sites, because you know that either Question Mark will just force buy or they will save. Right now you see here, it's a little bit of a, yeah, they have some money over. It's a half buy, whatever. Just play it safe here. Just make sure that, again, don't do any unnecessary risks. Just take over bomb sites together, or retake bomb sites together, and then coming into the 11th round, maybe you want to even play defensive there as well, because you've been very aggressive throughout the last 5-6 rounds and a half.
Yeah, you've had some very aggressive plays, some success, but let's not have that heartbreak come back. And this is the more incredible thing is that we haven't mentioned in some time is they lost the pistol round, and it's 10-3 for them. So Kerrigan, now he's in the Tech 9, he gets in the window room but can't win the battle. Once again, CLG members holding strong, except Cutler and Hayes. Immediately as I say that, they just fall. Defense gets shattered. Dupree with big plays. Here it is. Here's the heartbreak. What could be just a dominating half. TQM is taking control of this round. It doesn't look like there's going to be any avenue into this retake for CLG in a 2-on-4.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that JDM missing that op shot should never really happen, right? Losing the round, this is like you're saying as well, it's like a heartbreak round, right? Where you've been playing so well throughout the half, and then you end up losing to not even a force buy. It was the Tech 9 and 2 people had armor, and that's it. There was nothing else. So now, yeah, now the mental part comes in, right? Just reset, come into the last round of the half, and just end up winning that, and you're in a very good situation, right? 11-4, nothing to worry about. If you win the pistol, great, but it's not really needed at that point.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the thing too: is for how good this half has looked for CLG, TQM would love to get away with 5 rounds here. That would be quite an incredible feat. Either way, this time around, it's going to be that full buy. AWP on device, AK-47s, you can see just spamming some Tech 9s under the ground because he has so much money in case any of his teammates need an upgraded sidearm. And here's the double op setup for CLG. So once again, going for a switch up. Tarek's going to get aggressive at Halls. He's going to grab an angle, but no one's going to be there from TQM. They're taking the bomb towards the B bomb site where FNS is all alone. And even just one player grabbing control at the top of mid. Hayes is going to be the one who might be able to spot him out, but Kerrigan walking. Hayes doesn't know he's gotten by. This is, once again, Kerrigan's found himself in a very sneaky position to be effective. And here comes the B hit. FNS is focused over towards the B tunnels, and he falls to Kerrigan coming up cat. Great take from TQM. Shatter the defense so quickly, and now Kerrigan just going for more. And all of a sudden, I mean, last round of the half, but there's real no way that this retake is going to happen for CLG in a 2-on-4. Cutler's got to find something early, and he's not. Device has the angle. Long range of that AWP just cuts it off. And now Tarek, you got to go for it. Misses the flashbang just a little bit, and Dupree's going to be already in there. Very, very nice half for CLG. Actually, a very impressive half from CLG, but TQM still getting away with 5 is good.
I mean, considering that CLG let TQM move up mid, you saw Kerrigan 2 rounds, 1 in connector and 1 get boosted without being noticed, and then last round there, walks up catwalk, Hayes just completely misses him, right? And then you end up losing the B bomb site because you, like for Hayes, it's like misclear, no, don't worry about it, because he shot FNS. He was just standing there, aimed towards B bomb site, just having his back towards catwalk, just ended up dying, right? So it's still very impressive for CLG having 10 rounds, despite you know, not making sure where the Team Question Marks players are.
Yeah, and you saw the stats there up for JDM, 170 ADR, doing some good work with that AWP. Thank you, the Score Esports, for those stats they provided. And now into the second half, just around 5-10. And you can see Zipnix, he's just going to get aggressive. He sees no pressure in Halls, and he's going to push all the way up. But it's Dupree that finds that kill. They do a 2-man push, and Hayes gets baited into peeking, and he falls quickly. And CLG, they would look like they want to put a little bit of pressure on, but the catwalk prong of this attack is not here yet. It's just going to be 1 member now, and Zipnix trying to bide his time, and they land the shots. The rotation is in. You can see, look at TQM, 4 members here, and this is going to get shut down out of CLG.
Yeah, only having, the guy that went down, did he have a smoke or nothing, just armor?
Yeah.
Yeah, so only having 2 flash, well, decoys as well, but 2 flashes hitting the B bomb site. Just use 1 of them, and Question Mark very smart. They're just playing it very passive, getting the entry, just dropping down and just work together on the bomb site. For CLG, like you're talking about as well, they didn't really wait for the catwalk guy, right? So they pushed B, and then catwalk came a little bit too slow. And then it wasn't really quite synchronized.
One of the T-side pistol rounds CLG has loved on this map is 1 going towards A and 4 in those B tunnels. So maybe TQM with that quick rotate, you know, that's something they scouted a little bit. But now buy up into this second round, except for JDM, who's the opper. He's saving the armor to try and have that in the 4th round. And you can see trying to take these range battles with the pistols. It's not working out. This is a completely different style of mid defense that we're seeing out of TQM. 3 members peeking, 1 from connector, 1 catwalk, and 1 window, and they shut everything down.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of Mirage as well. When you have so many options, you can either contest A, or you can play very defensive, you don't really bother with mid, but you play retake A as well, or you can push mid and you just leave A and try and retake that way as well. That's what Question Mark is really, it does a good job with, where you never really know what they're going to end up doing. And that's something that you saw actually CLG do previous half as well, which is something you haven't really seen before. So I'll be very, very now for CLG moving forward on the first weapon round here. Just make sure you don't get caught off guard, just stick your ground a little bit, and then just see what Question Mark does. If they contest mid, okay, sure. Then what's going to happen, right? They're going to retake A. Then just make sure if you do end up hitting that bomb site, that your position is great. Maybe even push CT spawn.
Eric's going to get that opening kill onto Kerrigan. So it is a 5-on-4, but there's no armor, there's no nades on the CLG side, so they've got to get much more of that, and Device is going to equalize things, spraying down onto FNS. They'd love to get a plant here. It is a little bit of a retake strategy, but like I said, there's no smokes on the CLG side, so I mean, they can't block off any of these rifles, and it's just going to be easy pickings at range. Cajun actually commits very, very wide to this fight, and he's just going to tap away. Device comes in, clean up some of those kills, give Cajun some nice assists, build up that stat.
Yeah, just trying to do some damage towards Team Question Mark here. Nice job by him. It's actually targeted.
Yeah, that was I thought the same thing when it actually happened.
I was like, did he really get unaimed by a Gawk right now? But Tarek actually had the P250.
It looked fantastic, though.
Yeah, so the first buy here, obviously you have the op on Kerrigan. He's known for being a great opper on this map. Just, I mean, he's good overall, but this map he excels at.
And JDM has it on the other side, so, you know, not investing in armor now. He's got it. So could be a little bit of a duel, and actually Kerrigan with this angle, I don't know if Hayes did spot him, so he forces him back. Some nice spam through the edge of that wall, just puts enough pressure on Kerrigan. He's down to 57 HP and falls away. So now we have mid control, and that's a missed smoke. So that does not go where they wanted it to. And now they're not blocked going up catwalk, so they have to readjust.
Yeah, it's a very important smoke to actually miss, because now you have to spend one more there, and if you want to, you know, get connector control, and then you see here, you see bomb moving towards A. You need those two smokes to cover off CT spawn and stuff, right? So
well, you can see they called it off. He just said, "I missed the smoke. I'm coming back. We're just going to do 4 men towards A." So there's an important prong of this attack that's missing, is someone coming or lurking up connector. There is one over towards the B bomb site. He's alone, and that might be for a very, very big flank later on in the round. But now the execution comes out. TQM drops a Molotov on top of the ramp, but Hayes runs right through it. And Cutler's going to get the first kill on a device. They still haven't cleared out one member on the balcony, and that's Cajun. He's going to find one. He gets a second. Crucial play from Cajun. Very, very patient. But now everyone else from TQM blocked out by the smoke. Hayes has control of CT spawn, finds that kill, and Dupree very quickly is the last man left on stairs. And he's got 3 people to deal with, and there it is. FNS finally comes in with that flank coming from connector, and that's the first gun round for CLG.
Yeah, and I mean, great job from CLG. Like you were talking about as well, FNS missed the smoke. They end up calling it off, going towards A instead. Exactly what I was talking about. Hayes pushes down CT spawn to get more control. Love that.
Yeah.
That's perfect, because if you don't do that, he's going to come from CT spawn and just going to get sandwiched, right? Run from connector or jungle, and then from CT spawn. Instead, take control. You end up winning that fight, and then it's basically a round 1, right? You have so much control of the bomb side and the actual whole of A side. You can't retake that.
Yeah, it's so difficult if there's a terrorist in that CT spawn. So you're right, very, very smart play. But another
missing nades.
Yeah, Device missed that nade in window. The Molotov from CLG comes out, hits a fence post. So a little bit goofy with these grenades. But either way, once again, CLG maybe, I don't know if it's because of that Molotov, but once again, it looked like they wanted to go up catwalk, and now they just reconvene back towards the A bomb site. Very similar to this last round. 4 members dedicated to this A hit. Tarek with the AWP. This is double like off on the T side. Yeah, I don't either.
For
especially
Tarek, why you go all by yourself with an op there? If you end up going down there, and then you have Cajun with the buy. Yeah, exactly here. Now you essentially just, now you have no control. You have one over up in mid, and you have 3 guys just waiting to hit A.
Yeah, you relinquish map control. Now you get punished for trying to take over halls late. So 5-on-4, Cajun in much the same spot he was in last time, on top of the balcony. The bomb for CLG, though, has gone back towards the B bomb site. So they've swung it around the map, and this might be a situation. They're going to send one player. That's Hayes. He's going to go up ramp. He's got to find kills, and he's got to do it quickly. He's got to make some kind of a presence. Just spamming through the smoke isn't going to do it. Now Kerrigan's going to punish him, but now they know. They say, all right, we got that one kill. No one else is here. And now you're going to start seeing Device on his horse. He pulls out the knife. He's rotating already. FNS coming up catwalk. He's going to slip by the rotation, but already the attack in the B halls is just getting demolished. JDM with the op can't do anything quite yet. Zipnix is going to find that angle over by Van. He's going to get the second kill as well, and he's someone that Device actually mentioned has been playing very, very well these past few months.
Yeah, and yeah, with Tarek going down there, I really like the approach. That's a Peter call right there, where they hit the A bomb site, they win it, and next round, just do essentially the same thing, but you fake it towards B, right? If Tarek would not have gone down there, then it would essentially have 2 guys that would be faking, both Hayes and Tarek there. Tarek with the op, watching Palace, and the Hayes just walk up. Instead now, he goes down, and then you essentially just have one dude you're running up A with an AK. You're not going to fall for that fake.
Yeah, that doesn't really do anything, especially when Hayes didn't even get any of those kills. But there's Kerrigan still with the op. You mentioned it, you brought it up, Kerrigan being a very, very good offer, especially on Mirage. And here he is exerting some dominance in these past few rounds. There's a little bit of mid-control for CLG, but TQM has pretty much confined them to what they have, not letting them gain any more ground. And now Dupree feeling very aggressive. Don't hunt for some of these eagle kills. He's going to jump down. He grabs the first one and the second. 3 kills for him on the round. So 11-10 now. CLG still in the lead, but it's dwindled.
Yeah, and here's the decision now, where it's like, oh, we can buy. I mean, you get the AKs, you get some smokes and stuff, or you end up half buying essentially what CLG is doing, where you get the Tech 9s, you get smokes and flashes, even Molotovs and armor, right? And then you can, even if you end up losing this round, which is great, you can still buy, you still have an op on JDM if you want to.
Right, you still have that ability to deal economic damage, keep the money for the CTs in check, but that's not going to be a good start. Device just spraying through the smoke at the corner, finds that first kill. The Molotov comes out to prevent him from doing it again, and now they're going to send 2 up connector, 2 up the A ramp. Is there going to be any success in this Device in the smoke? He gets caught. He runs right into JDM, and JDM's aware of it first, but some of the kills come out. So actually, Cajun, once again, just hiding in closet, bides his time, finds 2 kills, and it's all down to Cutler, who's made his way towards CT spawn, grabbed control, but there's nothing that he can do with it from here. There is one member, Dupree, very, very low, but Cutler, he's got to win this duel first, and he's actually dealing the damage, and he spins around but can't connect onto Dupree. So 11-11 now.
Yeah, getting 2 kills, probably not what they were hoping for. At least try go for a plant, right? So even if you end up losing that round, you can essentially lose this one as well. You can still do a little bit of a buy. But yeah, again, it's a good buy here from CLG. You have the op on JDM, you have all the nades, you have mollies as well. You even have 3 Molotovs so here. So probably going to see a well-executed round here where you use 1 smoke or 1 molly in the sniper's nest here and the other 2 just to take control somewhere else.
Delayed mid control. They do have the smoke in window room, so Device is going to be completely blocked off. FNS coming from underground, so this time there's not too much aggression here from TQM to protect this kind of mid pressure. JDM is going to start making his way up catwalk. He's encroaching on FNS, going to go back towards the B tunnels. The bomb is still undecided at the top of mid, but I mean, once again, TQM, they've given up mid, but they contain it, and there's Device finding a nice angle in that smoke to get the opening kill. That's got to be frustrating for Hazed.
Yeah, and that's why you want to use the Molotovs there. After the first smoke, throw in a Molotov when you already have it anyway, because then you can actually, you're not going to put him in a situation like that.
Yeah, but good kills come out. Device with 1 more. Cajun also really whittling down the CLG before they can even, decide where to execute to. Before they can even get in the late round situation, this defense is looking so strong. The wall has been put up, and CLG has no answer right now. I mean, they're getting some of this mid control, but it's like TQM says, please get mid control, and we're going to pounce on you at this certain point. When we know you're at the base of connector, we're just going to start pouncing and just destroy you.
Yeah, and I mean, this round here, this is the point of time where you want to call a tactical timeout, right? Maybe not this round you're going to be saving, but you want to make sure that you use it.
Your next gun round, because you've been cleaned out. I mean, what do you do against this kind of a play when you have that mid control? I mean, it's the same question that TQM had to figure out in the first half. They have mid control, but what do you do with it when even though you have it, you're still getting just demolished afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, you get a little bit paranoid because you're thinking, oh, if we get mid control, we're going to win the round. Well, it's not really that easy, but you want to do something with having the mid control, and you don't want to just split B, for example. As long as you have it, you can just make sure that they know that you have mid. You don't have to do anything with it. Then you can fall back, hit B, hit A even, but just so they get very, very nervous that you're even in mid, will just cause the rotate to be very delayed.
Yeah, you keep them honest, keep them frozen in those positions, and right now, TQM, they're not backing down from any fights in this anti-eco, and they're shutting down CLG. Bomb is approaching this B bomb site. JDM's not going to win that battle though in Zipnix. Once again, using his movement so efficiently at this B bomb site prevents a plant. Yeah, allows his teammates to get there. Yeah, this might be where you have PETA behind him, just saying this is where we want to do it. But
yeah, I mean it's 13. You're not going to see it anyway, which is. I really don't like this because again, you have to keep in mind you do have that timeout, and if you're in this situation now where you do not win the T rounds you need to win, then you need to call a timeout. You need to figure things out. Like what have we tried? What have we tried? Okay, let's try something we haven't yet tried, or something that okay we messed up there. Let's try it again because it was working. It's just that we didn't execute, or we didn't execute properly on the bomb side.
Yeah, either way, this is going to be tough. CLG still with just 1 gun round in this half. This is a little bit new. Runs a little bit into the Molotov, but they're not, dedicating themselves to this mid control. There's what you talked about. Brilliant. It works perfectly. Kerrigan has to try and get out of there, and JDM picks it off. Maybe they're listening to you, Fifth.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm just. Maybe they're on. Oh, they don't have internet on the PCs actually.
Yeah. No, they got nothing. So either way.
Nothing.
Whatever it might be telepathically, they do exactly what you say. It yields them the first kill, and now you can see it just kind of waterfalls from there. That first kill opens up the floodgates. Cutler gets a second one, and all of a sudden, a minute left in the round and a 5-on-3, and CLG can slowly just strangle onto any bomb site they want. Cajun gets aggressive. Tarek almost doesn't clear it, but swings over just in time, finds that kill. A bomb site is open for the taking. Device is going to try and rotate over, but he's not going to get there in time. And CLG have a really, really strong hold in this match. And now, Device is even smoked off now, so he might have to go for a jump up, try and kill the planner. JDM had the angle, but the timing, he looks away just in time, and Device can't land either shot. And now it might be a call to save here for TQM.
Yeah, I mean, they should. Bombs down, 5-on or 2-on-5 situation. Kind of weird that CLG ended up planning the way they did. Sure, I mean, again, 2-on-5, but when you have Connector, you have Cowboy, you have everything. Just play it safe in terms of plan correctly, just in case you end up, falling, because then all the 3-4 guys that you have over here, if they end up defusing, they're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, I was just about to notice that they were all rotating and evacuating the bomb site to a position where they didn't have eyes on the bomb, so risky situation, but still, Device just stuck around to try and deal some economic damage, get 2 kills, keep their money low, make them rebuy, so if they do win, if they do get themselves up towards 14 rounds, it'll be a very, very weak, very much weaker buy for CLG. Either way, CLG, that's the first gun round in, it was 5 straight for TQM before that round, or 6 straight? No, 5 straight.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, a great round by CLG. As I was saying, Molotov off the sniper nest. Kerrigan just ended up dying, right? And like you were saying, the waterfall, right? After he dies, what does every team do when they're in a deficit? They want to chase. They want to equalize the score. And that's exactly what happened. And CLG, they were prepared. So then it was a 5-on-3. Tarek, great job there. Now with the A side as well, 5-on-2, and then ended up winning the round.
And being aware that they didn't have map control of that portion, making sure he cleared every corner. So now CLG very much dedicated to a B hit. This time it's 4 members in these B halls. One over towards mid is going to fall back now, but here it comes. Xyp9x, he's got a big job to do. He misses a flashbang, but it doesn't matter. Hayes jumps out. That's the bomb. So now they have the full rotation on. They don't have to be scared. And TQM, Xyp9x is just a beast in this situation. And how is he going to get cleaned out? Hey, look at this. He's making it so if they want to clear him out of that spot, they have to swing wide, and that put him in the crosshair of his teammates. Such a strong defense. CLG gets cleaned out.
Yeah, I really don't like that that round from CLG. Winning the previous round, trying to do something new, where it's like basically walk into B, but then they got spotted, and then B is very hard to do that with, because the stretch that you have to run after you get spotted is actually very, very long. So then you have all the time. Xyp9x as well, doing a great job there, and you saw the rotation coming in from Kerrigan as well. So a bit of a sloppy round, I'd say, from CLG. They probably could done a lot more work if they just stuck with the default.
Yeah, now after that very, very strong first half, it's all onto this round. 12-14, they do buy up into it. AWP on JDM, Tech-9s and Deagles and P250s on the rest of them, but they're really, really going to have to look for JDM. That Star Opper, he's the one who's got to have an impact. Find him some kind of an opening, get a first kill. And he's confined to the A ramp. That AWP hasn't really put it into play yet. So they're going to execute up the A ramp. And hopefully he can just stay far back as his teammates run up. And they're just hoping that he picks off any kind of defender that swings out too wide. Yeah,
I mean, this round, I would love to see that the previous round. Because this one is not something you've done before. And question mark, look at the positioning. Very retakey kind of way. You only have one guy contesting.
Man, Cajun's been very, very patient in those positions. And there it is. Kerrigan swings wide. He gets one, but not worth it. Hayes trades him off. But the rest of the attack has been stalled out. One Molotov has just slowed this down incredibly. And now it's JDM's turn, and he might be able to catch him off guard if they're saying, you know, that was a pistol, but it doesn't matter. Device is there. He's going to win the first one. He's going to win the second one as well. Just being whittled down, and now Cutler, he's got to do something in mid. He's got to flank, but he's got to be a little bit more aggressive than he'd like to be and make the play to alleviate pressure on Hayes.
Yeah, Hayes going to end up going down here as well. Yeah, I like the approach from CLG. I actually thought that they, even despite the molly, that they would just wait and like hope that question mark thinks it's a fake and rotates back. Because they did have 2 flashbangs to use after. But when JDM peeks without the flashbang, he goes down, and then one more person goes out, and that's when he used the flashbang. It's a little bit too late.
Yep. And I mean, it's very good defense as well by TQM. You know, just waiting for that execute, waiting for the smokes to start flying over the walls, and like, all right, we're just going to drop a molly in the choke point.
Yep.
Run through it if you want. And CLG doesn't, and then that buys time for the rotations for different positions to come out, and now they're on 5 Tech-9s. Dupree's aggressive up mid. They haven't seen that yet, but he doesn't get anything from it. It's Xyp9x who finds one onto JDM. And now Cajun still aggressive towards the air. If that's the bomb, now rotations are going to start coming in, but Cajun's going to get a second before falling. 3-on-1 now as Device has cleaned out Cutler. So this half, or this map, looked so good for CLG at the beginning. And now it looks like it's all over unless Hayes can pull off something special here. He does have the bomb and a minute to work with, and he has a position where he can go to either bomb site. But actually, look at Xyp9x. Always aware, eternally aware. He's going to deal the damage, and he's going to find the kill in the end. So 16-12 for TQM is first map. That was CLG's pick on Mirage. First half looked great for them.
Yeah, and I actually just look at their approach to the game as well. That's why I thought that PETA, despite just being there for a week, right, actually found some stuff to work on. And then coming into T side, first off, when you notice that, okay, you only win two rounds on their T side, but we noticed when you end up losing the pistol and the 3 rounds, you win the 4th round, and then it just escalates, right? You end up losing 5 straight rounds, call for a timeout, because obviously something is not working. If you end up losing 5 straight rounds and you don't have a reply to it, then something, you know, you need to figure something out.
Yep, and they never end up using that timeout, and I'm sure that's what the analysts are